Most people say they want love. They chase it, beg for it, suffer over it. They write poems, build families, fight wars, and die with broken hearts, all in love's name. But stop and ask them what love really is, and they can't tell you. They speak of it like it's a feeling, an attraction, an arrangement. But that's not love. That's a dream the world sold you. A dream that keeps collapsing the moment reality shows up. Because the truth is, what most people call love is not love. It's possession, attachment, fear, and projection. It's the ego disguised as devotion. And until that illusion is shattered, love remains a shadow, never the light itself. Subscribe to the true God, because here, we speak from enlightenment, not opinion. We reveal what the world has missed for centuries. This is not about what humans believe about God. This is about the God who exists, with or without belief. If you're ready to understand the real nature of love, not as a feeling, not as a transaction, but as the essence of existence itself, then stay with me. The true meaning of love has nothing to do with emotion. It has nothing to do with getting what you want, or giving someone what they need. It isn't about romance, loyalty, or compatibility. It isn't found in fairy tales, nor is it limited to people. Love, in its highest form, is not human at all. It is divine. It is not born out of desire. It is what exists when desire ends. It is not what you feel when you're happy. It's what you are when you're free. Free from the false self. Free from illusion. Free from needing anything in return. You've been taught to think of love in parts. Romantic love, parental love, platonic love, conditional love, unconditional love. But these are just expressions, not the thing itself. What you've been calling love is often just attachment plus pleasure. The high of being wanted, the comfort of being seen, the security of having someone to lean on. But all of that still comes from lack, from the belief that you are incomplete and someone else must fill that gap. This is why love, as the world knows it, becomes a source of suffering. People lose themselves in it. They fight for it, they beg for it, and they fall apart when it's gone. That isn't love, that's dependency. That's spiritual hunger being mistaken for connection. It's the soul trying to remember what it is, but getting caught in form. And until you wake up from that pattern, love will remain fragile, fleeting, and full of fear. Real love is not a bond between two egos. It is the collapse of the illusion that there were ever two to begin with. Real love is the natural radiance of a being that knows its true nature. And that nature is not separate. It's not divided. It's not needy. It's whole, complete, infinite. Real love doesn't arise because you meet the right person. It arises when the veil drops, and you see clearly there is no other. Only one presence, shining in all beings, playing every role. The moment you know this, not just as an idea but as a lived truth, everything changes. You stop needing love and start being it. You stop trying to find someone who makes you feel complete and realize that nothing is missing. You stop offering love as a bargain and begin radiating it as your natural state. Not because someone earned it, not because someone made you feel special, but because there is no other way to live once you know who you are. The ancient mystics spoke of this. The ones who saw beyond belief, beyond language, beyond religion. They didn't just talk about love, they became it. They weren't moved by sentiment or romance. They were moved by clarity. They saw the one behind every face. They felt the divine in every moment. And from that place, love was not something they did. It was something they were. This is the love you were born for. Not the small, fragile kind that fades when people disappoint you. Not the reactive kind that withholds when you feel hurt. But the kind that sees no separation. The kind that gives without needing. The kind that holds space for everything. Not because it agrees, but because it understands. This love has no enemy, no fear, no conditions, because it flows from truth, not ego. But here's what stops most people. They want love without transformation. They want love without awakening. They want to keep their ego and still feel divine. That's not how this works. To embody real love, you must die to the false self. You must surrender the one who needs to be loved in order to remember the one who is love. And that surrender feels like loss. It feels like death. But what dies is only illusion. What remains is eternal. The truth is simple. Love is not a feeling. Love is not an act. Love is not something you fall into or fall out of. Love is what exists when there is no longer a you who needs it. It is not personal. It is universal. It is not emotional. It is existential. It is not romantic. It is reality. Love is what flows through you when your identity dissolves, when you stop defending yourself, when you stop dividing the world into me and them. When the mind goes quiet and the heart opens, not to one person, but to all that is. This is not something to believe. It is something to see, directly, in silence, in stillness, in presence. And once seen, it cannot be unseen. Once felt, it cannot be unfelt. The love you've been searching for outside you was never missing. It was just buried beneath the noise, beneath the fear, beneath the story of who you thought you were. You don't need to earn love. You don't need to deserve it. You don't need to find it. You are it. Always have been. Always will be. So what is the true meaning of love? It is not attachment. It is not possession. It is not need. It is not even care. It is the light that shines from what is eternal. It is the presence that holds all things without judgment. It is the knowing that we are not many, but one. It is what flows through the awakened heart when it no longer sees itself as separate. If you can see this, even for a moment, your entire life begins to shift. You become less reactive, less afraid, less desperate for approval. You no longer chase love, you radiate it. And in doing so, you bring healing to others, not through words, but through your being, through your presence, through the silence that speaks louder than any sermon. This is the path of true love, not the love of the ego, but the love of the divine. And it begins the moment you stop looking for love and start becoming the space in which it naturally arises. Subscribe to the True God. This channel isn't here to entertain you. It's here to wake you up, to remind you of what you already are, to peel away the illusion and reveal what's been waiting beneath it all along. Love is not a secret. It is your nature. It is God's nature. It is the fabric of existence itself. And it's time to remember.